Hey guys, I just wanted to record a short video on how to use Smore. So Smore is an online service that allows you to make virtual flyers or newsletters. And I pay for it. They do have a free version, but I paid $80 for the year so I could have unlimited flyers and unlimited edits. So once you set up your account, the first thing you're going to do is click Start a New Flyer. Personally, you can use any of these. I like Other or Class. I just used Class the first time. The first thing I always do is make the title. For this one, it's going to be a weekly newsletter. And then I just put the dates. We'll just say that it's going to be from this Friday to next Friday. Now there are lots of different options. The first thing I like to do is pick my background because I love that stuff. So if you go to design, you can see there are tons of different options. I personally like their seasonal ones like fall. So this is called pumpkin, but I can go here to this background button and pick so many different ones. They also have education ones. You can upload a picture if you want. I'm going to go with pumpkins because I just like pumpkins. You can also change the font because I don't like that font. And you can change the colors. These are the colors you get with the free version. If you pay for it, you get a lot more colors. Again, I pay for it because I use this every week. My parents love it. I use it to put stuff for my teammates as well. And there are lots of things you can do. Like you can click on something to edit. I got to type something in there. Or to edit it, you can click on the edit button in the top right. So I always like to put upcoming events. And then it allows you to bold, underline, italicize. You can put links. You can justify it. It's basically like a mini Word document. So you could put, November 1st, this is happening. November 2nd, you have a unit test due. And you could say, okay, I'm done with that. But maybe I'm like, you know what? I also I don't like these. I'm just going to remove them. You could maybe add pictures. Say you want to add a picture of quotes. I like to add quotes to mine. You just save the quotes or whatever is on I just save it to my computer and then you can upload them and have a little file. And you can write under each one if you want, or you don't have to put anything at all. That's up to you. Down here, you can add a picture of yourself, which is what I do. And then you can put in your email address, your website, whatever it is so you can get a hold of. Like I put contact Mrs. Patrick. And then I put, org. I put my phone number. And then you click done, and done puts in there. And you can edit as much as you want if you have the version where you pay. There is a free version, but it doesn't give you as many options, and I really think it's worth it to just pay. You can add audio, you can embed links, you can put a form in there, a Google form. You can put videos. You can put a button, and if you pay for the free version, you can even add a file. But say you're like, you know what? I want to move my pictures to my pictures to the top before my upcoming events. You just look for these little 4 bars and you can just drag it. So now those are your first things. And maybe you want to add something else. You can either scroll to the bottom and add it and move it, or you want to add it after upcoming events. You scroll over, you'll see a plus sign at the bottom, and it gives you some options. Maybe you want to add a picture that you took to talk about Stride. So you scroll through your pictures or awards. I've added awards as well. Let's see. We'll just add this picture. These are my kids that, received history awards. And maybe you want to put a better title so the kids know what it is. So I'm going to go above it, click the plus button, and I'm going to put title. And I can put, October awards. And that way the kids know. Now, the last thing you always have to do is you have to hit done editing. And I always make sure that I go to flyer settings, put it on private so not everybody in the whole world can see it. And I always go down to where it says flyer actions and I get rid of the contact button. Otherwise, the kids can contact you through the flyer and they will, and the parents will, and those don't go to your email. They just show up in the S'more site and I never see them. So let me show you, and you click save. And then if you want to send it to your students, you can just copy this link. And then you can send that link to anybody. What I like to do, let me show you some of my favorite flyers. So here is my flyer for this week. So the one I just sent out to my students, I have upcoming events, I have reminders, I pulled some stuff from Homeroom Huddle that's the kids' work to show. I like to add other stuff from 8th grade in there. Here's their math expectations. We're competing with schools. We're currently first. Put a picture of the Stride updates. I talk about plagiarism and not to do it. And then I uploaded my plagiarism guide and the students can download it. I also put reminders. I put how-to guides with links to them, attendance with a link to the video, and one of my favorite quotes. One thing that's really cool is I can edit this flyer whenever. So I can go in and click on edit and say I decide I want to add a picture to this. Then I can click this left or right button and it'll show me the options I have for its layout. No picture, picture on the right, picture on the left. When I'm done, I just have to click publish changes. Another really cool thing about S'more is if you click on show analytics, you can see how many people have seen it, if they saw it from a website or if they clicked the link directly, how much time they've spent on it, how many outgoing links you have, and you can see where people saw it at, which is super awesome. Another way you can use the flyers, which I use during testing, is making one just about something as simple as testing. It doesn't have to be a weekly update. This was about testing. I said it's important. 678 people have seen it. I had links in it, directions, and reminders. Another way I've used my flyers was to get my kids to do their orientation stuff. So I made a flyer that was all just orientation how-to with a cute school bus background, with a form they had to fill out, and snips and a quote. And then again, how to contact me, my email, and my phone number. And I only sent that out to some kids. Another thing that's really, really helpful, so you don't have to recreate a new flyer every single time, is to make this week's flyer, I just went to options and I hit duplicate, create a copy of this flyer and edit the copy. And if you click OK, it will create that same flyer and then you can just edit stuff you don't want. So for example, last week's flyer had awards, a hieroglyphic showcase, stuff about progress reports. Well, I don't want that in this week's flyer. It doesn't go with it. So once I copied it, I just deleted the stuff I didn't want by going up to the little X button and deleting it. It'll ask you if you want to remove and you can click yes, or editing it. So that is my favorite way to do this. Now there's one other way besides sending your kids an email that you can show them your flyer or anything you make on S'more, and it's called using an embedded link. So here's my classroom. I'm going to go to class announcements, new announcement. And I'm going to put, weekly update. And then I want to embed the link. So I'm going to go back to S'more and find at the top of my flyer, scroll to the top. If this little area doesn't show up, then you need to hit the save button, which would be here. Click the embedded link, and I'm going to copy that. Once I've copied that embedded link, I'm going to go back to my new announcement and click this button that says Insert Stuff. Once I've inserted my stuff, I'm going to go down to where it says Enter Embedded Code. Just copy it in there and hit Next. And this is a preview. So then I'm going to hit Insert, and it's going to show up as, once I hit Publish, as an announcement. So if you look at my weekly announcements, here's one. I always let the kids know to make sure to click the button that allows them to see this website. And here is my weekly announcement in my weekly newsletter in my announcements. So that's how to use S'more. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to ask me. When it comes to S'more, it's mostly just playing with it and getting past that learning curve. You can't break it. You can't mess it up. And if you do mess something up, you can just delete it or remove it and start over, or just edit it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope this was helpful.